Hey everybody, Dude here. Over the last several videos, we've been talking a lot about the mental side of the journey and the emotional side of the journey, and we've discussed things that I've identified as things that hold me back, the why, the reason and purpose for doing this, and different things. And the comment section has been insane. A lot of the questions that people are asking are, okay, so what's the plan? So today, I just want to go over real quickly kind of the nutritional side of things and what my plan is to lose 110 pounds. And before we dive into it, I just want to make a kind of a side note here. The whole point of the channel is not for me to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you how to eat. The whole point of the channel is my journey. And so I'm going to share what I'm doing. And there's a lot of people asking like, hey, what should I do? That's really up to you. However, if you want to follow what I'm doing, wonderful. Let's do this thing together. But if you notice, then there's been hundreds of comments, and literally there's people who are doing carnivore, doing vegan, doing a ketogenic diet, counting macros, balance the protein and carb. There's a lot of different philosophies and things when it comes to nutrition. And here's what I really think. The best diet is the one you stick to. Now, that's concerning weight loss. It's a whole nother debate and argument if you're talking about optimal health, optimal performance, things like that. But for what I'm talking about, I'm trying to lose 110 pounds. And if you're losing 50, if you're losing 100, it doesn't really matter. Once that weight starts coming off, you feel a whole lot better. So the key is doing something that you can stick to, a plan that you can adhere to. And the community itself is about a rising tide raising all ships. It's about all of us, no matter what kind of workout plan or diet you're doing, coming together and sharing our stories, sharing our journey, and basically saying, hey, you can do it. And here's the progress I've made, and just sharing those experiences. So that's that. And just to recap a little bit about my diet history, I'll go through this quick, but this goes way back to when I was young. I remember Tony Robbins talking about a raw food diet and everything green. And I remember drinking like the grass drinks and, eating everything raw. I basically tried going vegan for a little while. Didn't like raw, didn't like vegan. It didn't suit me well. I've told the story before. I came across Bill Phillips' Transformation Challenge. He was the author of Body for Life. After he sold that whole thing, he started a one called Transformation. I entered it, I won it. And that philosophy and way of eating is, 5 to 6 small meals a day, balanced with the protein and carb, low fat, some veggies. And it works. I looked freaking phenomenal. It works. But for me, I didn't find it sustainable. Too much meal prep. I don't like tracking or counting macros, the calories, things like that. It is a scientific fact. Calories in, calories out. If you go into a 3,500 calorie deficit, you will lose a pound of weight. But it's not sustainable for me. So then I went on, I did a few years later, I did keto. And I really enjoy that. Lost 80 pounds, again, as part of my yo-yoing, and did really well. But it did I kind of got off track, and then it took me a while to get back into. And a few years later, I tried carnivore. I really like carnivore because I like meat. I like barbecuing. It's one of my passions. So I enjoyed that, but it's a little restrictive. So I guess the point is I've been there, done that. I've been around the block, and I've kind of settled in now on what I think works best for me and what I'll be doing this time around. One of the main points for me is it's got to be simple. It has to be sustainable. And for me, it has to be low carb. I would love nothing more than to eat baked potatoes all day long and, things like that. Rice and baked potatoes. But they just don't do very well for me. I'm type 2 diabetic now, so being low carb is definitely a better option to help stabilize my blood sugar. And I've just, learned kind of what works for me. For you, you got to do what works for you. And I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to judge. We're just here to share and hopefully have an awesome experience together. So for this journey, what I'm basically doing is kind of a mix. It's kind of a carnivore / keto. Some people might say carnivore-ish. Some people might say ketovore. But I think the principles that are going to work best for me are, number one, low carb. Number two, cut out sugar. Number three, intermittent fasting. I do really well, especially Monday through Friday when I work. I can easily not eat breakfast or lunch, come home, make a steak, and maybe a salad for dinner. And if it's a ribeye or something where I'm getting enough fat to kind of satiate me, I'm really not even hungry till the next 24 hours. So when I really start getting in and honing it in, I do about a 20-hour fast with a 4-hour eating window. And that seems to, my body responds well, my energy level responds well. The first time I did keto, I lost 80 pounds. I didn't exercise one day. Now that's a mistake. I will definitely be exercising this time, because when I did the transformation program, I looked better because I was working out and lifting weights. You need strength training, especially at our age. Helps rebuild the metabolism and help combat metabolic syndrome. So for me, a lot of meat, eggs, all kinds of meat, eggs. So I'm going to do some veggies, probably some fruits like a keto, like, blueberries, raspberries, nothing that's too high on the glycemic index. Combine that with intermittent fasting. So it's kind of like carnivore, but when I do a cheat meal, or no, actually that's not really true. Because I actually do like some vegetables. I love some asparagus. I love some summer squash, especially during the barbecue season. I love a few fruits, but I will try and stay away from most things that are high in sugar, and because that's ultimately the goal: get off medications, and get fit and healthy again. So, pretty simple. I definitely believe if it's whole food, and not, you can't have processed crap. That just doesn't work. Fast food doesn't work. Cooking food yourself, eating like one ingredient foods, that's really the key for me. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, what I'm going to be doing nutritionally. Hope that makes sense. And I want to be brutally honest about something. I don't think it's so much what you do. The trick is the consistency. The trick is sticking with it. That's why for me it's got to be simple. I've got to not be able to, I can't think about it too much. It's got to be something I can do. And the secondary thing is you got to be prepared. You got to plan. I'm not really big into meal prep. I don't do like cartons of chicken and rice 6 times a day anymore, but being prepared. I know if I thaw out a ribeye or two, and I'm ready to cook them when I come home, then it makes the grill easy. Fire it up, cook a ribeye, slap some butter on that thing, and I do really well. If I have stuff for like a salad, if I want more of a keto salad, then I'll have some chopped up lettuce, and I'll have some olives and some olive oil, maybe some walnuts, maybe a little bit of cheese, and maybe a little bit of cucumber or tomato, but not a lot, just a touch. And I'll make just a good big old Dr. Berg style keto salad. And I tend to enjoy that. It's not that I think it's the best for you or the worst for you or anything like that. No, I just enjoy it, and my body responds well. It helps fill me up. So, yeah. So that's the plan. That's the basic summary. Hope that makes sense to everybody. Like I said, whatever you do is wonderful for you. Share it in the comments. Tomorrow's video, I'm going to go over the kind of the fitness aspect of it. What's my plan? Well, workouts, cardio, mobility, what type of things will I be doing? And that'll be tomorrow's video. So thank you for joining. Like, comment, subscribe, because you want to. And we're going to lose 110 pounds. We're going to get fit. We're going to have an amazing time doing it. And we're going to celebrate with the rest of this wonderful community we're building. So thanks. We'll see you tomorrow. Dude out.